recently I've been playing the new Donkey Kong game, Donkey Kong Bonanza, and it was made by the same team who made Odyssey, so naturally that had me thinking about Odyssey as well. And then I started thinking about one of my favorite games, which is Mario 64. And while I know that Odyssey is objectively a better game than Super Mario 64, I still think I like Super Mario 64 more. Anyways, it's got me thinking about early 3D games and how sometimes they feel safer. You know, you often have these games from the 90s that are filled with fog, and if it's like the N64, it's like really bright, saturated, but blurry colors. You know, it's like a world that's made out of soft shapes that can't hurt you. You know, everything's simple enough that your brain fills in the rest, and I don't know, somehow that makes it feel more alive. Like the N64, PS1, Dreamcast era, you know, the limitations from that era, it's like they accidentally built some kind of warmth. I mean, you only had a few polygons to work with, so you have these faces that are barely readable, but that makes them gentler in a way. And honestly, I really miss that mystery. Games used to feel like dreams that you could explore. No one online had mapped out every pixel yet, and you know, had tutorials for everything and stuff. You know, not everything is data mined most times before release and already analyzed and explained through YouTube shorts and such. I think a lot of the mystery got replaced with content, and I get it. I mean, I still play new stuff, and I really enjoy it, but it's definitely different. I don't know, but then again, sometimes I wonder if nostalgia is just chasing that feeling again, like the unknown that felt safe. And this is my first video, so I don't expect you to know me, but I do have a hobby of making low poly art, like N64 style, and I dabble in some game dev. And when I make that kind of stuff, I tell myself that I'm honoring that style, like the N64 style. And I tell myself that I'm honoring my nostalgia. But also part of me knows that I'm trapped by it. Like, I can't move forward because I keep trying to recreate something that only existed because of limitations. But maybe that's okay. Maybe the comfort is the chase in itself. But yeah, sometimes I think low poly worlds just hit harder because they don't try too hard. Like, there's kind of an honesty in the jankiness of it. You know, you see the seams and the polygons clipping and the texture stretching and all that stuff, and it reminds you that someone made this. You know, a person sat there, and yeah, that's also really comforting in its own way. Like, that's also really cool. But games now look realer, there's no argument there, but I feel that they often feel faker. Like everything's too smooth and too clean and too afraid to like break the illusion. And even Nintendo, which is like, I love Nintendo, I love their games and stuff, I love the art style, like even they are guilty of that, especially in the last few years or so, where it's become a little more corporate and stuff. But even if AAA, like think about it, we don't see AAA games that have like a specific art style to them. Everything looks like top of the line Unreal Engine assets. Like, when's the last time we had a AAA game that was cel shaded? Not that I'm even that big of a fan of cel shading, but we shouldn't be limiting ourselves to one genre of visual art just because we have the capability to do it. Another thing that came to mind when I was thinking about older games, like what makes an older game feel different, it's like silence that game worlds had. Like you'd walk to a random area and there's no music, like just wind noise, or like a weird like reverb sound that just kind of loops, or like a what do they call it, like brown noise. And that's definitely also a part of what made it feel mysterious, like you were exploring something unfinished. Those old limitations forced creativity, and when you only had a few polygons, you had to focus on what mattered, which is like shape, silhouette, color, and just overall feeling, like the vibe of the level and stuff. You know, we didn't have the hardware to be able to distract people with detail. You had to make it feel right, not look right. And I don't know, maybe that's what I'm actually nostalgic for. Not just the look, but the restraint, you know, like when you had to do more with less. But yeah, it led me down this like rabbit hole in my mind where it just made me sad, honestly. I don't know, I worry that nostalgia becomes a creative trap in a way. I've spent 5 or 6 years now doing low poly 3D stuff as a hobby, and I've fallen in love with that art style so much that it feels like it gets to a point where like you feel like you stop creating anything new. Just keep remixing the past and hoping that it'll feel the same, and it never does. I don't know, something that I appreciated so much about old games is they typically let you find your own meaning in them. Like, I mean, shit, I'm playing Mario 64 right now. You can just walk around in the castle courtyard and just do nothing, just exist in it, and that felt enough. Shit, it still feels enough. And I think that we all have that one thing that we're trying to get back to. But this is just mine. And even if I never reach it again, I like the idea that it's still out there somewhere. And I also like the idea that even if I can't experience it right now today, that some other kid can be experiencing it right now. And that makes me really happy. Anyways, thanks for listening. If you've made it this far, I hope you found some calm in this too. I understand it might have been a little bit sad, but hopefully I was able to cheer you up a little bit by the end. But yeah, that's all I got for now. See you around.